What's going on, boys? Noguides here. Welcome back to another video. And today's video I'm going to go with the 4-2-3-1, the most meta formation in FIFA 23 and in FIFA history. I'm going to show you the custom tactics and instructions that are very specific to help you get a couple more extra wins in a weekend league or in rivals. I've been testing and altering this formation, and this is the reason why the pros flock to this formation every single year, because one of the few formations where you can actually attack in a 5-striker formation. You have your 3 cams and you have your striker and 1 CDM join the attack, but not only do you have that attack superiority, you also have that defensive stability. It's very compact. No other formation is this defensive with 2 CDMs, 3 cams and a backline of 4 with your 2 CDMs there to stop counterattacks. As I said before, this is being tested by a pilot group and this will work for all levels regardless of your skill level. So let's get it started. Now, as I said, the reason why it's so effective is because you have these 4 players, these 4 strikers, and you have 1 CDM joining the attack. Equally, when you're defending, you have 2 CDMs sitting, and unlike the 4-4-2 where you got a massive gap, this cam or center forward is the way we're going to play this formation, acts as that filler, and it's the only formation that can do that, and that's why every single year it's the most stable formation throughout the entire game. Now we're going to go through the tactics and instructions. The important you don't skip ahead because the tactics I'm going to give you are very, very specific. In my opinion, there's 2 you can use. I would recommend balanced because a team, they keep their shape but they still press. So you can still press with the ball, AI press a little bit, but it's not over pressing. You can use pressure and heavy touch if you find this to be a bit too passive, but I'll recommend balanced. Now for the actual width, what we've done is we've reduced it to 37. Now this is important. Maybe not now, but after, in future patches, future iterations, you're going to see everyone's going to be playing more compact. So I'm preparing for that in the future. Now, 37 makes it compact enough where you defend in a back 4 and a back 2, but also the wings are not too exposed. You want to cover the central areas. That's what everyone is doing. The explosive fake shots, the Trivellas, all those meta skill moves down the middle. Now, the depth we've increased this to 60. We can get away with it, especially because of the 4-2-3-1. And I said the main thing is these 2 CDMs. When you lose the ball, they're going to be there and ready to defend us counterattacks. So don't worry about it. It's not too high, especially how depth works this year. It's not too much of an issue. Then we're going to go with build-up play. Something that's debatable and why it took me so long to make this is that I've gone with fast build-up play. The game right now is a bit too slow. Yes, they fixed left stick dribbling, but the game just takes too long to move the ball going forward. I'm sure you know this, especially how slow the game is. These players, they just take way too long to get forward. So what we're saying with fast build-up play is get the ball quickly and go up. So that's why we've got high depth, because we want to win the ball up high up the pitch, and then we want all the players to join the attack quickly so we can counter the opponent when we win the ball back. But also, if we win the ball back in a defensive phase, players make those runs going forward so we can exploit the space in behind the opponent and win the ball back quickly. Faster than your opponent can think. It makes the game quicker, even though the game itself is slower. Now, chance creation. Now, this is something that, again, I've been going around. There's 3 I've been walking around. Forward runs, direct passing, and also balanced. But what I'd recommend is, for now, use balanced. The reason why is the game meta, even if you're watching this in December, it's established, but it depends on your playstyle. So the good thing is use balanced yourself first and trust me on this. See if you enjoy it. Then I'd recommend using forward runs or direct passing. Don't use possession. Use either one of these 2. My best advice is use balance. And the reason for this is the game is actually smarter than you think, especially this year with attacking AI. The game will know when to make a run in behind in the final third and when to make a run coming closer towards you. The game will understand that. The game is smarter than you think, so let the game decide. Now, don't forget the build-up play is only the first 2/3 of the pitch, and then the chance creation is the final third. So we're saying in the game, use a combination of all of these together. And that is why you want to leave it on balance, okay? Now the width. You can also use forward runs, by the way, if you find this to be still a bit too defensive and you're still struggling. Now the width, we've gone with 55. Now remember, in this formation, the Lamina Ram, the biggest misconception is these guys are cams. No, they're not. They play as wingers. The key thing is the butterfly wings. You want to do that 1-2 from your right attacking mid to your right back, as you can see here on the screen, to push the ball in behind. That is how you want to use the formation to get in behind. So that is why we have the width of 55. It's not too wide, but it's not too narrow. The idea is you want these players to be able to run either internally in the middle or for them to run the outside if there's a defender there. You can see in this example, you can see the game decides which way to run. Now the players in the box, we put this on 6. The reason why is we have our cams on get get into the box for a cross. I'm going to show you in a second with the instructions, but get into the box for a cross is a manual instruction that completely ignores this, so you don't need to have too many players in the box anyway, because they're going to be making those runs regardless. The corners and free kicks, they're completely up to you, however you want to use them. I leave them on 1 because I normally shoot my free kicks and my corners. Most time I pass them and try to do some sort of power shot or something like that. Now we're going to go over to the instructions, arguably one of the most important parts of the formation. The biggest thing is this formation plays like a 4-4-2 because we have the cam on stay forward. Just remember that. So this is going to play like a 4. So this is a hybrid between a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-4-2, the best of all worlds. Now, for the striker, what we have him in is stay forward and get it behind. No stay central, because when you win the ball back on fast bullet play, you want your basically your striker to go in either direction. You want a fast play here, someone that's quick and is rapid on the ball, someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. You'll see the pro players using like the R9s. You can use Ronaldo, or you can use someone else on the cheap. Now behind him, you actually want a cam. Now this is important. You want here a second striker. Think of this like Bergkamp. You want someone that can push the ball going forward, but you need pace here. Someone like Neymar. If you have, for example, Mbappe in strike, have someone like Neymar behind him. You can go with a KDB here, but you want someone like Jota, a second striker, someone that's very, very quick on the ball, that's got pretty decent passing. So someone like Ronaldo or someone like Pele up front, and you can have someone like Neymar, Pele, Cruyff, someone in behind him. Now, you put him on stay forward and get into the box for a cross. This is only from wing position. So this is saying to the game, when you have the ball down the wing, these players are going to get inside the box. So when you have the ball over here and you want to pass those balls in, that cam is going to run inside the box, so you can do that easy sweat. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series, but just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years, and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are a progressive systematic learning system that teaches you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of the YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NilGuides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget guys, it's a money back guarantee, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the Nil Guides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description, patreon.com/NilGuides. But anyway, back to the video. Now we go over to the Lamb and the Ram. Now, as I said, because both these players on stay forward, you play like a 4-4-1-1 when you win the ball back. Now for the Lamb, we left them on balance, okay? Balanced and get into the box for cross. That is basically it. So again, it's the exact same situation as the cam. If you get the ball down the wing, your 2 strikers and all 4 of those players are going to go into the box and create a 4v4. That is what you want to create in regards to that. So it's very, very important you leave that on. Now, this is where things get complicated. In my opinion, I would just say just leave this. People are experimenting with this, but it's going to affect your play quite bad. Just leave it unbalanced, leave them on stay position. They play as wingers. Don't forget, you don't need drift wide. You can always use hug the sidelines, and free roam is pointless. So leave them on default. Now, this is where it gets really complicated because it will depend solely on how good you are at this game. This is important. I would say for one of them, at the very least, cut passing lanes, cover center, and stay back while attacking, okay? Now, you can use this for both. I'd recommend, even if you're an elite player right now, you copy these exact instructions, okay? What I'd recommend is triggering these players manually yourself using the L1 button. If you're really struggling with this formation, what you can do is leave one of these players on balanced or get forward. But again, I will not recommend this because even if it might help you in a game or two, it's going to cost you in the long run. Just because how the driven pass meta is, you need to create a 2v2 with 2 strikers, especially the 4-1-2-1-2 and the 4-4-2s and the 4-2-3-1s. So keep them both on stay back. If you need to, you can always push these players in manually yourself. So both on cut passing lane, step out attacking, and cover center. If you want for the attacking one, you can put them as a deep line playmaker. They find themselves going in pockets of space. And you can do that if you want to. But it's perfect for recycling the ball as well. For the centre backs, you leave them on default. Don't touch them there. For the goalkeeper now, do not leave them in any of these in my opinion. I think with this, you get in trouble because someone goes for sweat, you concede, okay? Caution with crosses. I'll be honest, you just don't do it because sometimes the ball will come here and the goalkeeper can go and get it. So balance the game is smart enough to know it. One thing I do see is sweeper keeper. It's not worth it because everyone, and I guarantee if not now, you will see the meta will change driven pass to the striker. If you do a sweeper keeper, he will come out, he will get chipped 9 out of 10 times. You're better off bringing the goalkeeper out yourself manually. Don't let the game do it for you. Now, the left back and right back, arguably the most important players in this position. Stay back, conservative, and overlap for both. Now, why? Now, the reason for this is there's a combination of two things. Number one, overlap just means that if they do go forward, they make a run the outside. Because if Nuno Mendes makes a run, you don't want him to go on the inside and push Jota out wide. You want Nuno Mendes to make a run on the outside to push Jota inside. And that is what I meant by the get into the box for a cross and a fast ball up play and a forward runs, okay? Conservative just means that when, let's say you lose the ball, they're not going to be aggressive and jump in. Very, very important because everyone is doing 1-2s from the Rams back to the right backs. It's not as effective as it once was, but it still is very, very effective. As you can see in this clip over here, I use it to get in behind. So the idea is you want that player to make a run down the wing, and then you can play your right wing or your left attacking mid or your right attacking mid through. Stay back while attacking. Do not put them on get forward or join attack on this formation. If you need to, do a 1-2 with them, trigger them manually, but don't push them forward. And that is the key with the 4-2-3-1. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm gonna have a tactical layout for all 4 of my formations. So my attacking, ultra defensive, and defensive is going to be out tomorrow, and I'll be uploading a weekly update every single week as well. But what's very important to note is, guys, you need to have here fast players. Your Lamb and a Ram have to be someone like Jota, who's got good pace. As you can see, I've got a Hunter running, and I've got Dembele. Don't play someone like KDB and don't play someone like Bruno Fernandes there. It's a mistake. You remember, those players are actually wingers. They shouldn't be called Lamb and Rams in this game because people think they're central players when they're not. The cam, you want a second striker, someone like Neymar, and then you want a pure brute force striker, someone like Mbappe or Ronaldo up front, and the same with the back line. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you want to join my Patreon series, patreon.com/Nil Guys, link is down below in the description, or you can click right over here and you can take you to the Patreon series. If you don't get bet after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is a Nil Guides money back guarantee. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.